head. He's certainly wide-based, and he's got that masculine look to him. Congratulations to the exhibitor. Let's show him a round of appreciation.
Alors, premier résultat dans la classe 1 des Highland avec l'exhibé Newton Stewart of Cartgate, propriété de Alice et Andrew Dixon. Elle va venir ou elle ne viendra pas? t'ai donné les coupons? Premier, deuxième, troisième. Existe-tu des Highland Post? Pas de com? Faut qu'ils coupent sans ça? Ils font pas ça, là. Non, non, ils feront pas ça, mais je veux dire, tu sais, des fois, là, il y a, je sais pas, moi, les Angus, ça avait des connes, mettons, puis les limousins, ça avait des connes, puis il y a une entrevue de connes, tu sais.
Ça n'a jamais été modifié, là.
Ils n'ont jamais touché à ça, on a toujours resté rustique.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move up into, I guess, our junior bulls here. We range from July to April of the previous year. And I think there's a lot of interesting things you can see in this class, certainly as far as the breed goes and representation of color pattern. We've got all the colors represented. There's a little bit of brindle in the one bull that's out here. We've got black and, of course, some dun and some tan out here. And it's quite nice to see the variation. The bull that leads off the class, I think he for me, shows a lot of that breed character, particularly through that head. I like the width of his horns. I like the presentation of his head, the way the hair comes down. But I think when we evaluate him as a beef animal and look at the structural traits, I think he also has that masculinity about him as well. He has that nice solid shoulder carrying down through the front leg there. He's got a nice square hip on him. He's got nice rib and nice testicle development about him. I just think he's a nice individual that puts a lot of things together to lead off the class for me. A very striking individual in second here. Again, maybe a little cleaner made through. He's got a little nicer sweep to his rib than the calf that leads off the class. Again, he's got that nice look to him, coming that masculinity. He's got nice horn shape developing, squareness overall. I think I just really like the look of the calf that leads off the class, but two very comparable calves. And we move into the trio of bulls that completes our class here. I think all very nice in their own right. They're just a little leaner in their makeup. I think the bull in third here showing a little more shape and definition compared to the one next to it. And the black calf that completes the class, I really admire the length in this calf. He's certainly super clean, a calf that's really going to breed a lot of length. He's got a nice quarter to him, just does not the overall thickness and extension when we look at the structure that way, but certainly a calf that's got lots of extension to it, and I really admire that about him. Let's give these exhibitors a round of appreciation for their bull class.
Alors, résultat dans la classe numéro 3 des Highland pour les taureaux nés entre le 1er mars 2024 et le 31 août 2024. En première position de la ferme PBW, avec l'exhibit Sunset Move Like Jagger, chapeau numéro 5. En deuxième position, de la ferme Country Cattle, avec Country Cattle Co. Monarch, chapeau numéro 2. En troisième position, avec l'exhibit Sunset Money Talk, avec de la ferme Lock 25 Land Livestock. Et en quatrième position, de Ranch Passion Island, avec l'exhibit Passion Island Magic Mike. Et finalement, en cinquième position, de la ferme Lock 25 Land Livestock, avec l'exhibit Colton Memphis Sky.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just one individual here, a February bull, and a bull that has a lot of traits that I really admire as far as the breed character. He looks like a bull when you get him head on here. His horns have a nice stretch to them, nice wide base to them. It looks like a really nice presentation on them. You can see some color and some fleck in there, as well as nicely groomed up through the head area. I think when you start to do a little clipping on these and present them maybe more with their contemporary breed types, it's very pleasing on the eye, but I don't know whether you lose a little breed character or not, but it's a nice presentation. A bull that's certainly well developed structurally wise. I guess when if we have to pick on him a little, he gets maybe a little fine bone down through the bottom, through the pasterns and that, but a nice smooth bull overall through the front end. Really appreciate the masculinity and look about him about the head. Let's give this exhibitor a round of appreciation.
Alors, résultat dans la Highland, la classe 4, le taureau né entre le 1er janvier 2024 et 29 février 2024, propriété de Catchgate Highland, avec l'exhibit Murray of Catchgate 1M.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into our championship for the bull side of our Highland show here, I have to admit I did a little studying because I've done a lot of judging of cattle in a lot of places and I've seen Highland cattle, but I can't say I've ever judged a lot of them before. So I wanted to do a little bit of judging and just see the things that they promote as a breed. And certainly their docility is one. The uniqueness as far as their presentation of hair coat, the development of the horns and the overall look, and as that carries through too, both on the males and the females. And certainly they promote themselves as a calving ease animal, being a smaller stature breed, and that's one of the things that they really promote, and that's a very important part of our industry. And in the real world, I'm a meat inspector, so I get to see a lot of carcasses and a lot of different breeds and a lot of different types. And in our particular area, we have people that bring in Highland cattle, and when they're fed up, like any animal, when they're fed properly to express their genetics, they put up quite a nice carcass. So I think they've got a lot of qualities out here, and I can see that in a lot of these individuals out here throughout the age range. So I think it's going to come down to kind of personal preference, but you can see a lot of the different traits and the traits that I've admired as we've gone through the show. Congratulations to the exhibitors. I'm going to go select a champion in reserve. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we move up in age division into our 2-year-old, our senior bulls here, here's a bull that represents a lot of things that I just commented on in our division there. Certainly a bull that he's got that masculine look. I really like the shape of his horns. They're forming in there nicely. Very nicely presented bull, but a bull that I think combines a lot of meat and muscle to him too. He's got a lot of top in him. He's got a really long side, a nice square hip, and I really appreciate the feet and leg structure on this animal. He's got nice bone he carries down through that hock, really sound onto the ground, and he's really nice developed testicle-wise. Just a really nice individual. Congratulations to the exhibitor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into our overall champion for our male side here, we brought our divisions back. And again, we've got some individuals here that I think really represent their breed well and represent the qualities and characteristics that we like to apply to the beef industry. They've got some good structure, their movement, they're well balanced, and they really represent the character of their breed as well. Congratulations to exhibitors, and I'll go select a champion in reserve. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into our female side here in our yearling class, I've started off with this black heifer. I really appreciate the extension of side in this heifer. She's super, super long. She's really got that long top on her. Really like the way she lays in that shoulder. She's got lots of femininity through the front. She's nice and clean and up-headed, and I really appreciate that overall length and femininity about her, while still carrying some muscling ability about her, and pretty solid and square on the feet and legs. The heifer that follows in second, again, maybe a little more prototypical type. She's solid and she's square. She's boxy. I really appreciate that all about her. Maybe not much next extension through the front or femininity, but just a nice, solid, complete type of an animal. Just giving the advantage to the black heifer, a little more length and femininity in the class today. The heifer that completes the class, again, a calf that's long-sided. She's nice and clean-fronted. She's just given at a bit of an age disadvantage to compete with the older heifers here today as far as her growth goes. But I certainly appreciate the length and femininity about this heifer. Let's give the exhibitors a round of appreciation.
Alors, résultat de la classe 8 dans la race Highland pour les génisses nés entre le 1er mars 2024 et 31 août 2024. En première position, de Sunset Farm avec l'exhibit Sunset Wish Midnight Marley. En deuxième position, également de Sunset Farm avec l'exhibit Sunset Hickory Maple. Et en troisième position, de Ranch Passion Island avec Passion Island Magic Secret.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into our senior yearling heifers here, a pair of February heifers, giving the advantage to this one that leads off the class. I really like the broodiness of this heifer. I think she's a really nice package. When I study her, she's super long top. She's got lots of width to her. I think where she really excels over the heifer in second is when you go from hooks to pins. She's got that super long stretch and level hip to her and carries that down. Just really that kind of strikes me as the broodiness. But I think both of them really exhibit that nice breed character that comes at you right from the front. They're both really nice through the shoulder and laid in and very up-headed, and I really appreciate that about them. Giving the advantage to the heifer that leads off, just a little more extension and squareness in that hip. Let's show them a round of appreciation.
Alors, le résultat pour la classe 9 dans la race Highland, les génisses nés entre le 1er janvier 2024 et 29 février. En première position, de Alice Andrew Dixon avec l'exhibit Mary of Catchgate de la ferme Catchgate. Et à deuxième position, de Joel Briggs avec County Cattle Co. Mocha.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we're in our junior champion for the females here, I think we've got a nice group of 4 out here. I think when we look at the different age division, they're certainly more alike than they are different. I see lots of growth and performance in these, and lots of breed character, and I think they're all very well presented and shown out here. There's 2, I think, that kind of fit together quite nicely for me, and I'll go out and select those for your junior champ and reserve. Just a single entry in this class. We've got a September female here, but certainly a very nice, attractive kind of a female. Really like the way that shoulder lays in. She's got lots of extension, lots of bounce about her. Nice sweep to that rib. Nice and square as she sets down in her base and very up-headed. Very attractive September female. Congratulations to the exhibitor.
Alors, résultat de la classe 10 dans la race Highland, on n'avait qu'un seul exhibit, de la ferme County Cattle avec l'exhibit County Cattle Langhorne.
As we move up in age and maturity, we start to see that show in these females here, and I think that's why this black heifer gets to the top for me. A really striking type female. There's a lot of volume there. I think there's a lot of power through that top, a lot of extension through that hip, really long from the hooks to the pins. Really nice to see some udder development laying down. It looks like she's going to have a really nice udder to her. Really nice middle and sweep. Certainly very powerful through that front. Maybe not the most feminine in the class, but certainly that power carries through right through the front and back. Certainly a really nice manicured set of horns. I really like the beauty in that set and the presentation of them. They're really wonderful and very striking with the dark black color of this animal. Just a nice, powerful individual to lead off the class. The one next like it again is the black heifer that follows next. I think this heifer is a little easier doing in her condition, or she appears to be. She carries a little more easier through that front and kind of overall. But when I get to comparing the two, I think she just maybe doesn't have as nice a feet and leg setting when we get into the hip structure in behind her. But certainly she's got that power and that presentation, and it's nice to see that nice doability about her as well. Then we move into two heifers. Again, they get a little more feminine, maybe just to have the overall powerfulness as far as spring and rib and showing that maturity of the two that lead off the class. We kind of end up in two pairs, but two very nice pairs in their own right. Just giving up that power in it, but we've got some length aside and we've got some femininity, and certainly they're developing quite nicely. Let's give these exhibitors a round of appreciation.
Alors, le résultat pour la classe 11 dans la race Highland. En première position de la ferme Catchgate avec Lizzie of Catchgate. En deuxième position, chapeau numéro 16 de Sunset Farm avec Sunset Wish Lucky Star. En troisième position de Luck 25 avec Sunset Deja Legacy. Et en quatrième position, chapeau numéro 15 de Conti Carol avec Conti Carol Lagavulin.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our mature cow-calf division here. Just one exhibit, very quality exhibit that this breeder's brought forth here. We have a 6-year-old cow, a cow that I really admire. You can see the femininity about her, that broodiness about her. She's just in nice kind of working condition. She's just nice and pleasing to look at that way. I think she's got a nice balanced udder on her. The teat size seems adequate. They're not too long, and just a nice shape to her udder that way. Certainly she's got that femininity, and she's got that cow look to her, man. She's like focused when she comes out here. We've shown showing lots of cows, and that can be fun. And I think when you throw that big set of horns on them and bring them out, there certainly can be more challenges. And certainly, she looks like a lot of cows that you'll bring out here, and her focus that way. I really appreciate that about her. The bull calf ahead of her, he's very stout, he's very square, just a really nice kind of a calf. I think that you can then you go ahead and use and compare to a lot out there. I like his balance and I like his style and his thickness and his development. Congratulations to the exhibitor on this mature pair. Let's give them a round of appreciation for exhibiting them.
Alors, résultat pour la classe 12, on n'a qu'un seul exhibit de la ferme Catchgate avec l'exhibit Trafalgar Highland. On va procéder maintenant à la championne senior.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we got to our Grand Champion female, let's give these exhibitors a round of applause for a wonderful show they've put on this afternoon. Once again, I'd like to thank Expo Boeuf for inviting me to judge the Highland show. It's certainly been very enjoyable for me. As I say, it's been a nice journey and a learning experience for me too, to further my exposure and my relationship with the breed. So it's been very enjoyable for myself, and I really appreciate the manner in which you brought your cattle out here and exhibit them and displayed them, because they're not only here today on this wonderful environment, but they're going around the world out there too for your market as well. So congratulations to you all. Now, my wife said I'm a little bit of a historian, and like I say, I had to do a little bit of research, as all good cattlemen should do. And she's like, oh God, you're not going to make a speech. But as I mentioned, I'm a little bit of a historian, and one of my early exposures to the Highland breed was through the Royal Winter Fair, and of course Timothy Eaton and the Eaton family of department store fame. He was involved with the Royal Winter Fair, and for years they had a Highland show there, and it was a good exposure to the world and to the city and to other cattle breeders, and I certainly appreciate that. And I even got to haul one for our neighbors one night, and that was an experience as well. But in my research, I found there's been a lot of people, your breeders, they're breeders that are proud of their cattle the same as all breeds are. And your selection, you've got a really unique product here. Of course, everybody's like the hair and the horns because that's the uniqueness about them, and certainly a strong breed character. And in any breed, we want to represent breed character, and I think sometimes we lose that. But certainly in my research, we've got a lot of that breed character showing out here as far as the color, as far as the hair development and the growth and the horns and the way they come, and that's the uniqueness of these animals. But I also found that they were imported into Canada in the late 1880s by a fella, I'm going to forget his name now. It was Mr. Alexander Smith, and he was the Baron of Strathcona. So he was also a man of influence and wealth, and he enjoyed the uniqueness and stature of the breed. And I think he went on to be maybe president of the Bank of Montreal, and together with his cousin developed CP Railway. So certainly a prominent citizen. So a lot of people in your breed have represented and embraced the uniqueness, and I think put them on the world stage, such as the Royal Winter Fair and such as Expo Beef. So we certainly appreciate you carrying the banner for your breed and the wonderful job you've done. I've enjoyed being part of your show. I've kind of applied what I've learned about your breed and my real world traits as well. I really like the cattle out here I've seen, and I really appreciate the banner and what you've presented them. I'm going to select a champion and reserve for your show today. So my apologies, I gave my speech a little early. So I was senior champion, and now we're in grand champion. So once again, I'd like to thank the exhibitors. I think we've got a wonderful lineup, and I'll go select your champion and reserve for your show today.
mais encore là, c'est la même chose. C'est Alice, Sunset, puis l'autre.
Mais Alice, c'est 10.
C'est ça, 1, 2, 3.
Sunset, c'est 2.
C'est ça.
Puis l'autre,
So what class are we doing now?
là, c'est projection.
Je sais pas comment dire ça en anglais.
Progeny of down? Progeny? Okay. How many groups are we expecting?
Maybe 3.
3?
Est-ce que tu me demandes?
C'est le dernier.
C'était en premier Alice et les choses. Après ça, c'était Sunset. Après ça, c'était Joël.
Ils sont tous partis, vous n'avez pas de dire qu'il fallait remise des bannières.
Ça va faire les faire en valise.
Ben, en réalité, ce sont des dates quand c'est les groupes sont Expo.
Is that it? That last class?